All right, you magnificent fucks. Welcome back to the deep dive. Tonight, we're going balls deep into some shit that actually fucking matters. How to not just live longer, but live better. We're talking about stealing secrets from those sneaky Japanese bastards who seem to have cracked the code on aging gracefully.
They're like a fine-ass bottle of sick. Just gets smoother with time.
Fuck yeah. And forget those boring-ass diets and kale smoothies. We're talking about finding your Ikigai, your reason for dragging your ass out of bed every morning. We've got excerpts from this book called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. Some crazy stories from people who live past 100, and even some ancient wisdom that'll blow your mind. So grab your drink of choice. I'm thinking tequila myself. Get comfy, and let's figure out how to live long enough to see the world burn, shall we?
Sounds like a plan. But before we get into all that, let's unpack what Ikigai actually is.
Okay. Let's unpack this Ikigai shit, this book says. It's not some mystical, new age bullshit, but a way of life. They define Ikigai as the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for.
Right. It's like finding that sweet spot where your passions and talents actually mean something.
That's a pretty tall order. How the fuck do we even begin to find that mythical beast within ourselves?
Well, the book talks about how a lot of us are stuck in jobs we hate. Slogging through life, just waiting for the weekend.
Preach. I've been there, done that, got the burnout t-shirt to prove it.
The thing is, the Japanese seem to have figured out that life doesn't have to be this way. They believe everyone has an Ikigai, a reason for being, and finding it is the key to a longer, happier life. What stands out to you so far about all this? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, so how do we find this Ikigai thing? Is there a step-by-step guide or something?
Yeah, the book suggests asking yourself some deep-ass questions like, what are you good at? What do you actually enjoy doing? What makes you feel like you're making a difference in the world? Shit that makes your soul sing, you know.
Damn. That's some heavy shit. Makes you really think, huh? I need another drink for this.
It's also about being practical. You got to figure out how to make a living doing what you love.
Right. Got to pay the bill, sadly. So let's say we figured out our Ikigai. What's next? Do we magically become Zen masters who live forever?
Not quite. But one thing that comes up a lot in the book is this idea of
The flare.
sate.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. It's like when you're so into something, time just disappears, right?
You got it. It's like, when you're coding and look up and it's 3 a.m. and you haven't even pissed in 5 hours.
Or like 3 seasons deep into a Netflix binge and haven't showered in days. I feel that.
The book says flow state is the key to not only kicking ass at what you do, but actually enjoying the process.
Wait, are you telling me there's a way to enjoy doing laundry? Bullshit.
Well, maybe not laundry, but you can hack flow state for pretty much any task. And the Japanese have been doing it for centuries with this concept of
Takumi. Takumi, what the fuck is Takumi?
Takumi are. They're these master artisans who dedicate their lives to perfecting their craft. They get so lost in their work that they achieve this insane level of focus and skill.
Okay, so we need to become obsessed with our work to find flow. I think my therapist would have a field day with that one.
Not obsessed, but definitely dedicated and present. They get rid of distractions, focus on the task at hand, and find joy in the process. The book emphasizes this idea of being fully present in what you're doing. Have you ever felt that sense of complete absorption in a task? Tell us about it in the comments. We want to hear about it.
That makes sense. But what about all the stress that comes with, life? Surely those Japanese folks get stressed too, right?
Of course they get stressed, but here's the interesting part. They seem to view stress differently. They believe a little stress is actually good for you, like a spicy kick in the ass to keep you sharp.
So it's like that shot of tequila I'm working on. A little helps too much and it's lights out.
Yeah, something like that. They've got these Zen master-like techniques for managing stress, from mindfulness to embracing this idea of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection.
Wabi-sabi. That sounds kind of cool. Is that like accepting that your life is a beautiful mess?
It's more about finding beauty in the imperfections, the cracks in the pavement, the shit that makes life unique, you know?
So it's permission to stop trying to be perfect all the time. Sign me the fuck up.
That's the spirit. It's about letting go of the need for control and accepting things as they are.
I'm really digging this wabi-sabi shit. What else can we steal from these stress-free Japanese motherfuckers?
We can't talk about Japanese longevity without mentioning Okinawa. That island is. It's full of sprightly centenarians.
Oh yeah, Okinawa, the land of the forever young. What the fuck are they putting in their water over there?
It's not just what they eat, it's how they eat. They practice something called hara hachibu, which basically means eating until you're 80% full.
Wait, so they just leave food on their plate? My Italian grandma would haunt me for that shit.
It's all about listening to your body and stopping before you feel stuffed. It makes sense, right? Most of us overeat way more than we need to. What do you think? Have you tried this Harahachi-bu thing? Tell us in the comments.
Okay, I see the logic. What about exercise? Surely these Okinawa folks are hitting the gym every day.
Not really. They focus on gentle, consistent movement. Think yoga, tai chi.
Yeah.
And even Kaigong exercises.
Gentle movement. So like taking the stairs instead of the elevator counts.
Yeah.
Because that's about all the energy I have most days.
It's about incorporating movement into your daily routine, not necessarily killing it at the gym.
Okay, that's a relief. No need to buy those overpriced yoga pants then.
Not unless you want to. The book also mentions shiatsu massage as another key to their longevity.
Shiatsu massage. That's like acupressure, right?
Yeah.
Where they poke you with their fingers and make you feel like a human pincushion.
It's about stimulating energy flow and releasing tension.
Sounds kind of woo-woo. But I'm down to try anything at this point. So we've got our Ikigai. We're managing stress like Zen masters, eating like Okinawa ninjas, and moving our asses gently. What's next on this journey to immortality?
Well, life's going to throw some curveballs. It's inevitable. But how you react is what separates the winners from the whiners.
Tell me about it. I've had enough curveballs thrown at me to open a goddamn baseball stadium. But seriously, how do those resilient Japanese bastards bounce back from setbacks?
They have this badass concept called Nana Karobiaoki, fall 7 times, rise 8. It's about, cultivating a fuck it, I got this attitude, and embracing change as the ultimate power move.
Nana Karobiaoki. I like the sound of that. It's like a badass mantra for life. Seriously, how do we develop that kind of resilience?
It's about changing our perspective on challenges. Instead of seeing them as failures, we need to view them as opportunities for growth. It's all about how you frame it.
So instead of crying over spilled milk, we use it to make a goddamn cheese souffle.
Right. It's about turning those setbacks into fuel.
Okay, I'm feeling pretty pumped up right now.
Yeah.
What if we want to go beyond resilience? What if we want to become fucking invincible?
Then we need to level up to anti-fragility.
Anti-fragility. That sounds like some next-level superhero shit. What the hell is that?
It's not just bouncing back. It's getting stronger from your struggles. We're talking about turning those curveballs into fucking home runs.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Tell me more about this anti-fragility magic.
This guy, Nassim Taleb, wrote a whole book called Anti-Fragile, and he basically says that some things aren't just resilient. They actually benefit from chaos and stress.
So like a phoenix rising from the ashes?
You're like a goddamn hydra. You cut off one head, 2 more grow back.
That's some seriously badass imagery.
Yeah.
How do we apply this hydra-like power to our own lives?
Taleb talks about diversifying your life. Don't just rely on one source of income. Cultivate multiple skills. Build a strong network of friends and interests. Basically, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Has that ever bitten you in the ass? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
My grandma would be so proud I finally understand that shit.
And don't be afraid to take calculated risks. That's how you push yourself beyond your comfort zone and grow.
Risk-taking, huh? I'm sensing a pattern here. These Japanese folks aren't just sitting around sipping tea all day. They're out there hustling and embracing the unknown.
They are, and they're living proof that a little bit of chaos can actually be a good thing. What do you think? Too much chaos in your life or not enough? Let's discuss in the comments.
Man, that's a pretty powerful message.
Yeah.
So what are some practical ways we can build this anti-fragility muscle?
Well, the book talks about identifying and eliminating the things that make you fragile, like bad habits, toxic relationships, anything that drains your energy and holds you back.
So like quitting smoking, ditching that asshole ex, and finally learning to say no to shit I don't want to do.
You're getting it. It's about creating a life that supports your growth and makes you stronger.
Okay, this anti-fragility concept is blowing my mind. I need a minute to process all this shit. All right, motherfuckers, we're back for the final round of this deep dive into the wild world of Japanese longevity. Feeling zen as fuck yet.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty enlightened, actually. All this talk about Ikigai and wabi-sabi has got me thinking.
Me too, man. Going through all this research for you guys, I've realized it's not just about tacking more years onto our lives. It's about injecting some life into those years, you know?
That's the real takeaway here. It's about squeezing every last goddamn drop out of this crazy ride we call life.
Couldn't have put it better myself. So let's recap what we've learned from those wise-ass Japanese motherfuckers, shall we?
First up, Ikigai. Finding that sweet spot where our passions and skills collide. with what the world needs, and importantly, what we can get paid for. It's that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning.
And remember, finding your Ikigai isn't like flipping a switch. It takes some serious soul-searching experimenting, maybe even a few existential crises along the way. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right?
It's a journey, not a destination. And once you've got a grip on your Ikigai, it's time to tap into that flow state, that zone where time melts away and you're totally immersed in what you're doing. Remember, Takumi.
You know, like when you're writing code
Yeah.
and you forget to eat, sleep, and even piss for hours on end.
Or when you fall down a Reddit rabbit hole and suddenly the sun's coming up. That's the power flow. And you can hack it for almost any task, even the ones you usually hate.
Seriously, even folding laundry. That's a tough sell.
The book gives some strategies for finding flow, setting clear goals, eliminating distractions, making sure the task is just challenging enough to keep you engaged. And hey, if all else fails, there's always tequila.
Amen to that. Speaking of tequila, we can't forget about stress management. Those Zen masters in Japan have that shit down to a science.
They've got that whole wabi-sabi philosophy, accepting imperfection and finding beauty in the cracks and crevices of life.
So basically, it's giving yourself permission to let go of control and embrace the chaos.
Pretty much. It's about realizing that life is messy, unpredictable, and often hilarious. And that's perfectly okay.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little less stressed already. But what about all the other shit we can't control? Like aging, disease, and death.
Even those inevitable parts of life can be approached differently. Look at the Okinawans. They don't just live long, they live well.
Right, those badasses are out there dancing, laughing, and drinking sakis well into their hundreds. What the fuck is their secret?
They move their bodies regularly, eat until they're 80% full, that hara hachibu thing we talked about. And they prioritize strong social connections. They just, don't sweat the small stuff.
Simple yet effective. But what about when life inevitably throws those curveballs? How do we bounce back from setbacks and heartbreak?
That's where resilience comes in. Remember, nanakuro fall 7 times, get up 8.
It's like a battle cry for the soul. It's about having that fuck it, I got this attitude. And turning every challenge into a learning experience.
And if you want to take it a step further, there's anti-fragility. Not just surviving, but thriving in the face of chaos. Turning those curveballs into goddamn home runs.
Anti-fragility, that shit's like a superpower. It all starts with changing our perspective, embracing uncertainty, and focusing on what we can control.
Couldn't agree more. We've covered a lot of ground tonight. But the real journey starts now. What are you going to do differently after this deep dive? Let us know in the comments.
This has been one hell of a trip. I feel like I've unlocked some ancient secrets to living a longer, happier, and way more badass life. But it's time to stop talking and start doing it.
So to all you beautiful bastards out there, take one thing you've learned tonight and actually apply it to your life this week. No excuses.
It could be anything. Practicing mindfulness for 5 minutes, trying a new recipe, reaching out to an old friend. Just make it happen.
Life is too damn short to waste on bullshit. Find your Ikigai, embrace the chaos, and live like you give a damn.
Cheers to that. Until next time, motherfuckers.